What is up, everyone? How are you? I get into that video. I think I like that video more than everyone else. So, Monday Night Live, and it almost did not happen this week. Man, it was a tough day. It's been a tough week. It's been a tough day. It was coming down to the wire today whether or not would be going live today. Just tons going on. Just got done taking the tire off my car, had a nail in it. I had to go to the hospital today. My oldest daughter had to have surgery on her finger, 3 screws into it to put it back together. So I got to run today while I was out at the hospital, ran 10 miles, and have not felt good at all this week. I don't know if it's allergies or what's been going on, but this week was a rest week for me. I just didn't have it in me. I don't know what was going on. I'm struggling, but I'm feeling better now. Ran out in the heat today. Everything was good. So I think I'm good to go to begin training. See who's in here. Hello, Joe Kern. What's going on? Remember Joe Kern? Got Eric. How are you? Nice video. Yeah, thank you. You saw Joe. Joe is in that video. Cupcake is here. How are you? Welcome to the stream. And everyone else who is in the stream right now, who I cannot see, welcome. Let me see. You see. Usually lets me see who is in here. No, I can't see. Anyway, so Monday Night Live. This is going to be kind of a freestyle like normal. I didn't have a guest for tonight. The one I was planning for fell through. So it is a hangout, question and answer, anything you want to talk about. I was going to go back and look at some of the early videos of Awkward John when I first started this channel 6.5 years ago. I know I was talking about that the other day, and it got me thinking of the video that I did the other day where I kind of talk about starting the channel. You know, we're 1,400 subscribers away from 10,000. So, you know, you want to look back, you know, take stock of where you were, where you are, and all, excuse me, and you know, how much it took for you to get here. And actually, I want to take a look at some of the videos, kind of the progress made since the beginning of last year when I started my ultra marathon kind of running comeback. And it's pretty interesting when I go back and look at some of those. So I thought I would share those. We could take a look at those and field questions, field any comments. For those of you who are getting back in the running, this is definitely a channel for you. We have a lot of folks in here that have started the journey recently or had a comeback. Myself, I've had a comeback, a major comeback, lost close to 50 pounds over the last 1.5 years to get back into ultra marathons. It was funny. I actually looked at the live stream in last May. So around this time last year, I ran a treadmill 50K, like 7.5 hours on the treadmill, streamed it live to everyone. So it was it was not a lot of fun, but I did it right in front of everyone's eyeballs. Mr. Hildebrand, how are you? Member, good to join today. I'm glad to see you. I'm still sweating. Came home, mowed the lawn, ran outside today, and it was super humid. I'm still acclimating right now. My heart rate keeps a lot higher than normal, and it's taken me a little while to get acclimated. So having fun doing that. Sure I haven't missed any comments now. So basically what I'm getting ready to start training for over the summer is in August, I have the Dahlgren 50K. That is going to be the first race of the fall for me. Then I have a 12-hour adventure trail race in September, the end of September. Then the Marine Corps Marathon in October, the end of October. The JFK 50 at the end of November. And there may be a race at the end of the year. We'll see. And then we start the whole thing all over again. I think I've done 4 races this year, 4 ultras this year so far. So it's been a busy year. Been a lot of fun. It's been a great year. I'm sweating like crazy. I haven't had a chance to cool off after coming home and mowing the lawn. And it's been a stressful week for me. Truly's, only 100 calories. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go back, take a look at some of the video, one of the very first video, and kind of get a reaction. I know some of you have gone back and looked at some of the early videos that I did. It's it's quite interesting to see how, to say the least. Some of these are super awkward. I was watching today. It was quite painful. Let me see if I can show this one now. If I get my screens right. And look, there we go. Is everyone there? I haven't seen the chat moving at all. Can't tell if anyone is there or not. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and play this. Let me know if you got the sound. So this is the very first video that I did on the channel. Do you got sound? Tech Free Needs, how's it going, man? Pete Rock, welcome to this stream. Said I was going to do my first run Sunday, awoke to hail. Wow, a severe thunderstorm. Hopefully this weekend we can try again. Sounds good. Can you hear the music? Maybe a little laggy. It's not. It's a little laggy on your side, isn't it? Let me know if it's lagging. So this video is, I just got, hold on, super loud in my headphones. So this video right here, I just got my GoPro Hero 3. No stabilization in the camera at all. I didn't know how to set up the camera so that it would not be this kind of fisheye effect. That was the early days of the GoPro. You had to fix it and editing later on. But this was definitely something I was super proud of when I first did it. I was like, this is the best thing ever. And so for those of you who've been watching this channel for a long time, you can see a lot of the same shots that I show, a lot of the same areas that kind of I fell in love with on this trail, the waterfalls. This was a cold day. I think we were, when was this? This was in January 24th. So it probably was a couple days before that I did this. So this one I'm not too embarrassed about. This one was super bad. I mean, this one wasn't too super bad, but this one right here, let's look at this. This is super funny. This was, I was just kind of thinking like, what can I do a video on? I had no gear at that point. And I was like, I run with this GoPro and this selfie stick. And you got to think this is back six and a half years ago. So not a lot of people were doing this. So within context, it's not too bad, but nowadays, in context of nowadays, it's kind of bad. So, commercials. Turn on my. Hey guys, this is John, and I want to talk a little bit about it. Before I record quite often. I posted a short video yesterday called "Running 11." So I was using my DSLR camera, and I didn't have an external microphone, so the sound is horrible. I got this from my wife. It's called a monopod. It's basically a selfie stick. I think she got it for anywhere between $10 and $15. We bought another one too. She wanted one that I didn't. So I'm explaining a selfie stick. It's about this size, probably about 12 inches. If you put it like that, run like that. If you look at that, it's really not there. I'm having to explain it. Again, back then there wasn't a lot of this. So if you got a phone, there weren't a lot of running vloggers or running channels back then. And just like that, you can see. And the best part right here, I love in this, is when I actually extend it and I start showing you how to use it. As though it isn't self-explanatory enough. Easily pan across like that. A lot easier than doing like this, because if you do it like this, it's gonna be hard to hold real steady. So if you flip does everyone have that down now? How the The selfie stick works.
It's great. I got a lot of underwater shots. I mean, this past summer, my kids were jumping off.
Now I just use a more expensive GoPro one that
off into the pool with
drives me crazy.
Really cool underwater shots. Was out sailing.
Has anyone seen this video?
2014.
Joe, I know you've gone back and looked at some of the older videos.
Really terrific. I mean, it's in the water. Just a lot of shots you're never going to see. And it's not heavy. I can't say that's probably not more than.
Oh, terrible. And then I did some GoPro video. Some GoPro videos on sailing, botanical gardens, and then I start talking about what the channel's about, and then I start to kind of branch out after doing some running. I start branching into some family vlogging because it was weird. Oof. Had I just stuck with the running channel the whole time. This is when I first got my Scott Jerk Ultra Vest 2.0 hydration vest.
I don't really care about that stuff.
Look how skinny I was. Had some dark hair on top, a little bit of dark hair. So then I go through and explain this vest. I still run with this vest. So you see this vest.
It's directly in front. So I really don't think women are going to be able to wear this.
And then I start to discuss.
Ladies, I'm sorry. I don't know all the logistics, but I can tell from my own bits and pieces that this wouldn't probably be very comfortable for a woman.
Oh, crying out loud.
The bottom part of your chest, you can undo both of those, but as you can see.
So I've come a long way. I've come a long way with my reviews there. And so I wanted to take a look at, so if you go back, you can kind of see all the family vlogging stuff. But then I go into, let me go into playlists. You know, if you guys don't know, I have all these playlists set up on the channel to break these things up for you. Where was trail running? What we got here? Don't make it too easy to figure out where everything is. Okay, so if you go into the videos, you can look at every video. So let me go back and look at the very first video for the comeback here. Couch to Ultra week 1. So let's look at the difference right here. Like it was for all the struggles and the things that I have to go through. So it's that time of year again. It is New Year's time. It's time to set goals and resolutions and all of these things you want to achieve for 2020. And like all of you, I have done the same thing. And one of my goals that I talked about in the previous video was that hat was awesome, Joe. I don't want to hear about it.
All of you,
that was a hat I rocked all the time back then.
I would document and be pretty transparent with all of the struggles and the things that I have to go
through. So you can see the difference in my face now.
John, and this is motivation theory. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about week one, how to go, and what did I do to get through it, and what I'm going to do in the future to continue to be healthy and continue my weight loss. If you are new to this channel is for motivation.
I like this intro though. I used to do.
Like-minded people to explore topics like ultra running.
I used to pay for this Story Blocks subscription that had all the B-roll.
Sounds like your kind of thing. This channel is for you. Please make sure you click that red subscribe button and the bell so you get notifications.
Oh look, only 4,000 subscribers.
Week one
back then
of 2020 is over. Let me tell you, it has been humbling and eye-opening. I enjoyed it a lot, but it definitely is hard to.
You can definitely see the weight in my face
and what I'm used to doing with my running and where I physically.
There's the next video. So week 2, I think you can really start to see. I was still.
Everyone says.
Man, the monetization drives me crazy, huh? All right.
It's like 20-foot. Set of picnic tables, and they just have a buffet the entire time. It's basically like a eating contest with.
So I had just finished running here too.
Require you to power hike it, or there's no way you can run it all. There are some people that can.
And so that's kind of how it went. Oh, here's where I. Here's where I fall. So I want to show you guys this. This is where. I go out on one of my first trail runs.
Look at this. Beautiful.
And then I go right here and then I fall off this rock into the water. But I was doing a hyper shot there, so it didn't catch real time. So I'm climbing out of the river. It's freezing.
Major issue. I stepped on the rock. Oh.
And I hit my shin, busted my shin open. That's about the size of an egg, the knot.
And completely slid all the way down the rocks into the water.
And it actually felt like I had kind of broken my leg at that point. Like I'm trying to hide it a little bit, but I didn't know how I was going to get out of the woods at this point. I'm looking pretty thick. Thick right there.
Collected myself a little bit. So you just saw the little time lapse. I've never fallen out here in my life.
So we're still in January. So this is the first month of my comeback.
Those rocks a little slippery.
I'm probably still 230 something at this point.
Down about 4 feet into the Rocky River. I don't know how much of that was caught on tape, but I'm probably about 1.5 miles from my car.
Drew, next late night.
So I have
I'm missing some of the comments here.
Training moment of being able to power through.
What's going on, Drew? I don't know if you're still here. Next late night, hydration vest.
Can't tell if I'm bleeding or not, but
Joe likes the.
Yeah, there's some of that. Kind of angry with myself. I'm usually very overcautious. Blood everywhere.
Toby runs a lot. How are you?
Check out my shin.
Good to see you. Looking good, John. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, Toby.
Leave a mark for a little bit. All right. I'm not gonna let that ruin my run.
So this run, let me go back. I'm trying to read the comments now. Too much going on
in my life to let a little bit.
So I'm bleeding right here. I mean, everything at this point hurt. Like I was kind of in shock.
Kind of angry with myself.
And let me go back here into the screen here. So that run, I get out on that rock and I had worn an old pair of running shoes, old pair of Inspire, like maybe 9s or something like that. It was wet, muddy. It was super cold. And I stepped out on that rock and it just slid. I mean, it happened within 1 second. I was in the freezing cold river and it was just like a shock of like being face first in the river, holding my GoPro and not understanding what just happened to me. I've been running out there for years. I never, ever had an issue. And then I get out and I realize how bad everything hurt. My shin was split open. My shin hurt so bad that I didn't even think I was going to be able to walk the 1.5 miles at that point, how far away I was from the where I had parked. Didn't think I was going to be able to get out. My shin hurt so bad, I didn't even notice all of the bleeding I had everywhere else. And so as I start to walk, it starts to loosen up. And if you go back and watch that video, it's funny because then I'm fine. I kind of walk it off. The adrenaline's kicked in. And so I was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and run. I think I ran like 5 or 6 miles that day, but the blood wouldn't coagulate, wouldn't stop. So it was just blood dripping. I had blood all over me and I was running and people were looking at me like I was insane as I was running down through the trails. And they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, it just looks worse than what it is. But that was a day that I actually really, really had to question what could happen to me out there. I just had never really thought of it too much. I mean, I'm pretty safe out there, but you become complacent, like nothing's going to happen. And now I kind of think like, okay, if I trip and fall, if I'm just kind of getting too cute out here and I'm by myself, what can happen that day? And now I'm a lot more careful around the rivers than I used to be. That woke me up. Toby says, doing well. Coming back myself. Well, welcome back, Toby. I'm glad. Are you coming back on running? Yeah, man, it's tough. It's definitely tough. It just, if you've been a runner before, it's, what you need to do to get back. And honestly, looking at some of the videos from January of 2020, I've seen how far I came. And what was so hard for me is it was almost harder than the first time when I started running. When I first started running, I was super out of shape. I wasn't ever really a runner. I was an athlete, but I would never have considered myself a runner. And I would run to lose weight every so often, but it was never something that I wanted to do. It was just kind of a necessary evil. I'd hop on a treadmill and I'd run for a month or so and lose 20 pounds and be done with it. I didn't enjoy it at all. Didn't run outside at all. And so when I started to run and I wanted to become a runner, I ran on the treadmill in the garage because I was probably at that point I was 240. I couldn't run for 5 minutes. And so I figured, like, if I could get back in shape enough to run for 5 minutes, and then a mile, and then 2 miles and 3 miles, and I started running 5Ks, and then I started running outside more, and then 10Ks and half marathons, and had lost all my weight. And then I started finding the trails and running marathons, and that's kind of when I found Ultra Marathon Man, and Born to Run, and the Unbreakable Story of the Western States 100 movie, and that's what kind of bridged me over into doing ultra marathons. So, but that comeback, while it was hard, I had nothing to kind of measure it against. The comeback of 2020 in December, actually, when I really started trying to lose weight in January, it was like your mind knows what you used to do. So that made it harder. That made it definitely a lot harder. So I had this kind of, take stock and say, look, okay, you used to be able to run a lot, but that's not where you are. And even off and on throughout the years, I mean, when I was off, I would still go out and run, 7 miles or 10 miles and just absolutely be destroyed after it. And I'd be like, well, I could still do that. So it's not too bad. It was bad. So that was that was the hardest part. It was just kind of being able to kind of temper my expectations and understand that I'm not where I was. And so that was if I can give anybody a piece of advice who's coming back, just forget what you used to do and just one foot in front of the other. Take it easy. Don't try to do too much. Stretch, take care of your body, because it's really easy to kind of push too much and get injured. And that's the biggest part that I was trying to avoid, was getting injured when I was trying to come back, because I was really pushing very hard for the 24-hour adventure trail race. And then COVID hit. And COVID hitting was a blessing in disguise on many fronts, from, getting back into shape to spending time with my family and the new baby. And while it was a terrible thing for the world and kind of how things went on, it really allowed me to focus in areas that I had not been able to focus for a couple of years. And I took full advantage of it. So Jesus Christ, your name gets me. You said you just did your first 50K last month. Let me go back here. Let me back up. So Joe said, shin injuries suck. There's no meat. Yeah, that it hurt. I mean, it felt like somebody took a baseball bat and just hit me as hard as they could in the shin. Like, that's the pain. And I'm trying to film it. So, the vlogger in me, the content creator in me was trying to like film this, but I'd like to say I was trying to make it as real as possible, but I was trying to kind of like, it hurts, but it doesn't hurt too bad. It fricking hurt. Like, cuss out loud, scream to the top of your lungs hurt. Like when you stub your toe, it hurt that bad. And I was trying to, obviously that would that would make for a funny video, but that's not the type of video I was trying to make. Tim says, hello from Indiana. Didn't you say there was someone running across Indiana for charity? Absolutely. Mr. Joe Kern will be running across Indiana, raising some money. I'll have to bring that up here soon. So if you go Google running across Indiana and then put Joe Kern on, it'll take you to his site. I'll have to look that up. Joe's going to crush that. And if I can make it out there, I'm going to make it out there. Joe said, hey, Tim, that's me. Hit me up on the website if you want to come do some miles with Joe. If anybody's in Indiana or around there, contact Joe and let him know. He can definitely use some running buddies and help out there. More the merrier. So old JC says, just did my first 50K last month. I had my first 100K in November. Any tips on training like back-to-back long runs, mileage? So back-to-back long runs are the most important part of running ultras. If you've run marathons and getting into ultra marathons, the back-to-back runs, the long runs are the essential. Do I have any advice? Yeah, I mean, it just kind of take it easy if you've never run them before. Take it easy. I mean, just like I mean, I always preach that to kind of take it easy. I mean, I run a lot of math, low heart rate stuff. But if you're not used to, and again, I don't know the type of mileage you run per week, but I used to actually do my shorter long run on Saturday and my long run on Sunday. And then some people do that in reverse. Well, they'll do like the 20 on Saturday and like a 10 or 15 on Sunday. Yeah, I would just do that maybe. And if you've never done them before, maybe spread them out every other week or so. I mean, I would do them every week for quite a while when I was ramping up my mileage. But your mileage may vary depending on your volume of weekly mileage. But I would take it easy. That's probably the biggest piece of advice. And again, you probably want to make it as a percentage of your total weekly mileage. So if you're only running 50, if you're running 50 miles a week, you need to do that as a percentage of that total weekly mileage spread across Saturday and Sunday. Just take it easy. Make sure you eat enough, get enough sleep, and hydrate. Joe says, "Hey, Jesus, thanks for the sunset." Absolutely. Sunsets are awesome. Posner, oops. Late to the party. Hey, everyone. No, it's okay. We know we're informal here. You've missed the goofy poking fun at myself here, looking at some of the older videos. If you go back and watch a lot of the older videos, they're funny to watch, but it shows you how far I've come and how hard I've worked. Joe said, "Hey Joe, webpage. Let me go ahead and look this up. Let me go ahead and do this." While so you can sing to yourself in your head. I'm a big supporter of Joe, so I'm always anytime I can send people to Joe's page here. He's at $1,850 right now with a goal of 3,000. So let me go ahead and where am I? Share my screen. I can only share one time. All right, let me add another one. Share screen. There we go. So one of the channel member, Joe Kern, the guy I ran the adventure trail, the 24-hour adventure trail race. If you've watched that kind of mini documentary video that I did, he is running across Indiana, his home state of Indiana, raising money for the local food pantry. So that is, it's a GoFundMe.com run-across-Indiana. I think he actually has runacrossindiana.com too. Is that? I think you got that. I was actually shocked. I think that you got that. Runacrossindiana.com is Joe's site also. Oops, sorry about that. Great content. No ultras this year. So Tim isn't having any ultras, but doing the Tushar Mountain Marathon. Well, a mountain marathon might as well be an ultra. In Utah in July. Ooh, that's gonna be hot, isn't it? That sounds like it's gonna be tough. You have to let me know how that goes. It sounds interesting. I mean, to me, if you're running a mountain ultra in July in Utah, I mean, you don't need to qualify that that's not an ultra. That's crazy. That sounds interesting. I'd love to do something out in Utah. Joe says, "Hello, Mike." Mike has also been interviewed on this channel too. So if you go back, watch some of the live streams, you can see that. Mr. Hildebrand says, "Training for the San Francisco Ultra in September. Fingers crossed." Now, how is everyone? I wanted to ask this. I have this in my notes right here. So, how is everything going where you all are, like with races? Are you guys checking into? Is everything going live again? I mean, where I'm at, everything's opening up. The Marine Corps Marathon's opening up. It's live. The trail races have been live for a while now, but I don't know. You type in where you all are, if you can, like what state or country, if you don't want to list exactly what state. List that below and let me know if you are open or closed still. I'd be very interested in that. We know China has shut them all down. China shut all the ultras and trail running and stuff like that down. I'll wait you give it a second here. Also, if you are not subscribed, please make sure you do so and hit that like button if you guys are in here. Let me see how many likes we got. When you hit the like button, that tells YouTube that you like the content, and then it shows it to more people who like running content. That's just the way it works. It helps feed the algorithm and helps me out. So if you hit that like button, if you have not already, I would be greatly appreciative. Get back to the stream here. So Joe says, good luck. Never been out there. Yeah, I would love to run out in Utah. 100%. So hopefully in September. Elias, is that your name? I'm sorry if I butchered that. Elias. I'm not even going to try the Kybreb. I'm so sorry if I messed that up. I tried. So you're opening, hopefully for September, races are opening up. Joe says pretty much open in Indiana. That's good. Larry says Louisville, Kentucky. All open here. That's awesome. Mike says California, you're on a wait list for a live 50K August 1st, signed up for a road half marathon in person on March 2022. All right. So, it's funny when you say that. So I'm looking forward to getting out there and maybe throwing a half marathon on the race list this year. I haven't run a half marathon in a long time. That used to be my favorite distance. Joe says, Larry, right down the street, kind of. So my favorite distance back in the day was a half marathon. It was like full out sprint for 13 miles. And I absolutely love that race. I love 10Ks too, but the half marathon was like my favorite kind of race. And then I ran marathons, and obviously I'm not I'm not built like a marathon. I'm over almost 6'1", 198 pounds. Even when I'm super light, I'm only 190. I'm just not built as a marathoner. I have yet to break 4 hours. I think I've done 4:07. I'm hoping to break 4 hours this year. And I was actually going to run the Marine Corps Marathon 50K like I did last year, but this year I'm going to do, this is my 9th Marine Corps Marathon. And I'm in the Marine Corps Marathon Run Club, so I get in automatically every year. But I'm going to be pushing hard this year to run faster the second half of this the fall races. So I got a 50K that's a flatter 50K in Dahlgren in Virginia, along with some old abandoned railroad tracks. I've run a trail half marathon on that before. It's not completely flat, but it's not like a super mountainous tear you up kind of course. And so I'm going to be pushing hard on that, but I'm definitely in the Marine Corps Marathon. It's going to be live. I'm going to be shooting to break 4 hours. That's like the big thing. And the other big goal that I have is the JFK 50 is trying to break 10 hours. I think I ran 10 hours, like 50 minutes or so the first time I ran it. I'm hoping to break 10 hours this year. So those are my two big goals this year, is to break 4 hours in the Marine Corps Marathon and to break 10 hours in the JFK 50. You always have to set goals. I think it's good to have those goals to shoot for. And that's what I'm doing. Arlene's here. Welcome to the stream. My voice is kind of hoarse today. Arlene says, hi, I've done 4. Excuse me. I don't know what's going on here. I've done 4 live races so far this year, 5 more scheduled for this year. It sounds like we have, you have 5 more scheduled for this year. So we're on the same amount of races this year. It's good. I'm so happy that we're getting back to it. I feel bad for those of you out there that are still kind of locked down. Things haven't opened up, because I know, we have a global audience for this channel, and it's tough, definitely tough. We're all opening up at different rates, and you could kind of get, people are going to get envious, jealous, and I feel bad for the folks who are dealing with places not being open. So Arlene has 4. So I think I've done 4. You all might remember better. I'm having a moment here. I think it's been about 4 races this year, and I'm probably gonna have about 9, maybe 10. And I have to find my 100. That is the big thing I need to do over the next year is run a 100-miler. Arlene said, John, you should do the Bird in Hand half marathon. It's in September 11th. So, yeah, I probably should throw in something there. I have, let me look at my, so I have August 7th, the Dog Run 50K. September 25th, I have the 12-hour ATR, which, it's an Interloop. You guys saw that race last year I recorded that. It's on video. So if you haven't watched that, you can go back and search through my videos. I did this. That's a fun race. I love that race. And then have the Marine Corps Marathon October 3rd. So I could possibly squeeze it in, but I'm probably going to be wrecked after this Dog Run 50K for a couple of weeks because I'm going to push hard on that. Then the 12-hour ATR. So I could probably squeeze something in. But if I run it hard, I just don't know how running a hard half would affect me. I don't know. Then I have a month between the 12-hour adventure trail race and the MCM in October. I think like 31st, somewhere around in there. And then another month between that and the JFK 50. And just so you guys know, I just got a note here that I wanted to mention. The next shoe that I'm going to be getting in, Mizuno is sending me the Wave Rider 25. So I've kind of fallen in love. I wasn't super crazy about the 24 when I first got it, but I've run a lot in it here recently, and it's kind of fallen in love with the shoe. So I'm really looking forward to the Wave Rider 25. And Mizuno is also sending me, I think, the Peach Tree, the latest Peach Tree, the thing that they do every year, or another version of the Inspire 17. So looking forward to that. So positive too. Mike said, I signed up for the half marathon to see if I could beat my PR that I set back in 2014. I haven't ran a half marathon since that one. I was faster and better aerobic shape back then. Yeah, I was better at the shorter distance. I mean, I would think relatively. It's not like I was a speed demon. I think my best half marathon is like a 1:44. And see, when I really started getting fast at 5Ks, 10Ks, and half marathons, this is when I really started pushing the distance. So I didn't really concentrate a long time on trying to get faster, as I would achieve the distance, and then I would move on to the next one. I think I ran probably 7 half marathons, and then I was like, I'm going to run a marathon. And then I started running marathons, and then I saw, my my ADD was like, oh, ultra marathons. So I started concentrating on that. I think my best 5K was, before I moved on, was probably 22 minutes, 21 minutes. And then I moved on to 10Ks. I think my best 10K is a 44 minutes. Best marathon is like a 4:07. And again, I didn't spend any amount of time when I was getting the running. It was just I was moving on through those. And I started realizing that the longer distances, especially trail running, I was getting less injured. So that was a better thing. I was always kind of nicked up and banged up running the road races. Joe said, thinking about going to Wisconsin for a 100K on July 31st called the Sugar Badger. Joe, how many races have you run already this year? You've been killing it here recently. You might just sprint all the way across Indiana in like 24 hours. You're going to be in such great shape. You're going to weigh like 160 pounds. Going to be this waif, just nothing but bald head and beard running across the state. Pauser says, I want to see how all the ultra training and being in better aerobic shape affects me in the half distance. I need a good block of speed training to do well in the half. Yeah, I'm the same way. I feel the same way. Like, I think now I have a better aerobic base built than I did back in the day. So when I was running marathons all the time, I never really, I didn't run as much as I do now. And even after I got into ultras, I would only use the marathon race as just kind of a long run. I didn't even try to go out and run fast. So I have some MCMs out there where I was running 5 hours, 4 hours, 40 minutes. And because I just was out there like, whatever, I don't care. It was just a long run, just because I didn't want to beat myself up over it and just use it as a long run. So I'm the same way. I feel like I wonder what it would be like if I did some speed work and got into what I could actually do. I'd be actually interested to see what I can do in a 5K right now. So I can still crank it up when I want to. When I'm out there occasionally, I'll turn up the dial and can do pretty well. Pretty sure I could still run a 7-minute mile. I would love to see what I could do on a flatter course now. Now, when my 5K record is on a flat course down near the beach. Joe said, your Strava posts have been impressive, Mike. You got this. Yeah, Mike's killing it. Mike's killing it. Very impressive. Mr. Hildebrand said, thank you, Joe Kern. It's a double marathon. I've done 50Ks, but this will be the furthest. Looking forward to running 112 here today. Holy smokes, where are you? You know, I'm out there complaining about it being 90 degrees today, super like 73% humidity. And I wasn't running with water, so I was doing loops around Fredericksburg, Virginia, and it was kicking my butt. Absolutely kicking my butt. 112 degrees. Where are you? Holy smokes. Alexander Papadopoulos, the great Alexander Papadopoulos here. Another great talk. If you all don't know, Alex is the owner of Athletic Equation. He's the leader, the one that puts on all the great trail races here in Virginia and around surrounding areas. Puts on the 12-hour and adventure trail race, the 24-hour adventure trail race, the OSS that's coming up. Well, actually, that was this past weekend. I need to catch up and see how that went. I was supposed to volunteer, but I could not. My daughter graduated. Oh, yeah, I mentioned my second oldest graduated from high school this past weekend, so it's been super busy for me. It's been crazy, absolutely crazy. And then I had my oldest break her finger in multiple spots and has 3 screws into it, so Alex is great. And if you missed Alex, I've interviewed Alex a couple live streams back. If you want to go back and check that out, you can see how awesome he is in the Hurt 100. I need to check, Alex. Have you still run the most Hurt 100s before? Are you still the leader in that? I'd be interested in knowing that. You have to update that. Joe said still 230 pounds. I'd be 165 if I shaved. Yeah, that beard. The beard's got to be at least 45 pounds. Got to be. That's what we tell ourselves. And then, you know, another 15 to 20 is the sweat in the shirt. Alex says it went well. So just so you all know, I've been running races for the better part of 15 years, no matter what distance. And there's been a part of me that's been kind of nagging, like I haven't given back. There's so many people when I run races that are giving their time, because a lot of these people are runners or they're former runners, and they give their time to volunteer the races to make sure that the races go off without a hitch and that we're all supported. And so I want to start dedicating some chunks of my year to volunteering for races. And so this year I told Alex I was going to volunteer for it's a night run, 12-hour, correct me if I'm wrong, Alex, 12-hour, the OSS, in the same park that the 24-hour adventure trail race, the 12-hour adventure trail race is in Prince William Park, Virginia. And it's a night run. I forget when it starts, but it starts late. It's dark the entire time. Then I volunteered, and then I completely forgot about my daughter was graduating, so I couldn't make it. My son was supposed to have a baseball tournament, then it ended up getting canceled. So completely messed up my whole weekend. But anyways, if you ever have the chance to volunteer for the local races around you or a race that you enjoy. Now, you know, I would probably never volunteer for the 12-hour and 24-hour. I just love the races. I can't ever imagine myself not running them, but I definitely want to start giving back. And I think all of us as runners should absolutely give back to those folks that are putting on our races. I just think it's something we should all do. I'm starting with me. I know I could talk a big game, but I need to start with myself. So it started at 6 p.m. So 12-hour race starting in the woods. And now I've run with folks, obviously, that have run that race and said they absolutely love the race. So I definitely need to do that race. I have not done it yet. Super interesting, but Nighttime in Prince William Park, it's brutal. Did anybody break? How many people broke 50 miles, Alex? There you go. Check that out. Alex. Yeah, Alex is a very humble guy. He doesn't like to talk about this, but Alex still is leading as again, go back and watch the interview with him. He's completed the most hurt 100s out of everyone. And that's super impressive. See, to me, I've always said I'd rather run the most of a race than ever win a race. So if I'd rather, like at the Western States 100, I would rather say I ran 30 of them than to win one. I just think that's super. The OSS, sorry, Alex, started at 6 p.m. Yeah, I was trying to figure out who did the most mileage at the OSS this past weekend. Tucson, Arizona, things are open. Okay, 112 degrees. That is crazy. So I need to start trying to temper when I complain or get a little bit braggadocious about getting out there in the heat. Well, in Virginia, when it's 90 degrees, it's like 98% humidity. So we do have that going for us in Virginia. It's just you always feel like somebody's wrapped you in a wet, hot, microwaved towel and it's over your face and you can't breathe. That's like what it's like to run in Virginia during summer. Or like if you sit in a car that's been outside for all day and it's 120 degrees inside the car, that's what it feels like when you run outside. Oh, okay. So the OSS is a 50-mile race. So who won it, Alex? What was their time? For some reason, I thought it was a 12-hour race, Interlooper 12-hour. Obviously, I was wrong. That one's tough. You have a lot of DNFs in that race, I think, in comparison. Let me check my notes here. Oh, one thing that's irritating me, I have to send my watch. So I have the Garmin 945. I've had it for a year and a half. And not only did the little strap break right here, and I have like a zip tie holding it, but it has Bluetooth and it syncs. But the little, see the little gold things there? Like one of the plating of the gold, one of them came off, like it's just stripped. So when I plug it into my computer, it doesn't sync. Like it won't see it. It'll charge, but it doesn't connect. So I got to contact Garmin about that. I just wanted to complain about that in public. That, for as much as this watch is, having buyer's remorse now. Other than that, it's great. But when you pay that much for a watch, everything should be good all the time. Go out and see. Let me go out and let's search this up. So OSS CIA 50 miler athletic equation. So this is the race. Okay, let me go out and share this. Boom. Stop screen, share screen. All right, make sure this is, all right, here we go. So this is the race I'm talking about. So if you guys aren't aware, this is the athletic equation site. This is the folks that put on a lot of the races that I run, the ultras that I've run mostly throughout the year. The 12-hour adventure trail race, the 12-hour, the 24-hour, the 8-hour. So, but there's a lot of other ones that they put on. The IC8 that I ran this past year, the Mount Tammany 10, the Champawasmack, I can't say that, Challenge 50K and 100K. So that was during the 24-hour race this year. Delaware Weight Gap Fat Ass 50K. But this is the race that I was supposed to volunteer for, but this is the one that was just going down this past weekend. So it's Start time 1800, 6 o'clock, 14 and a half hour to finish. Oh, so it hasn't been updated, Alex. So 2020. So I don't know if anything's changed. Uh-oh. So the Prince William Forest Park. So this is the park that I run in. This is where I train. So when you watch the videos that I'm running, this is the park that I run in right here. Beautiful park, 30 something miles of, I think like 38 miles of trails, beautiful park. So if you're ever in Virginia, Northern Virginia, you want to go out and get some great running in, there's tons of it there. So if you guys are interested in running any races, so I would come out to athletic-equation.com and check out all the races they put on. They do a lot of other things. They do coaching. You can contact Alex. I'm sure he'd be more than willing to answer any questions. If you're in Virginia and looking for some races, everything's opened up here in Virginia. They put on a no man's 50K that I see here. So it's just for women. Women can go out there and do their women thing, and they support all that, all things not men in that race, which is great. That's great. Women go out there and kind of hang out together and run trail run together, which is awesome. And they have a lot of other things going on with the site. So just come out here and check it out. They have some overseas stuff they used to do, and I don't know how that's still going on during COVID, but maybe when it opens up, you never know. So I would go out and check them out if you're interested, if you're in Virginia and looking for a race. So David Job said, are you going to be at the 12-hour later this year? I will be. I'm running the 12-hour adventure trail race September 25th. I believe that's when it is scheduled. I will be there. It's a great race. It's a great race. This past year, I think I did 40 miles, and I had to leave early because I think, what was going on? I had a birthday party. Something was going on. I had to leave like an hour early. I don't know how much it would have affected me being able to stay, but I did have to leave early. Alex said he just dropped coin for the Chorus Vertex. I need to, my wife would kill me. I need to start looking into a different rate. I mean, I don't have a super big problem with this watch, but it has the battery life that I need, but I'd like to try some other watches. I need them to send me a watch to review. That would help me. Dave Job said, great parks and trails. Absolutely. So if you're in Northern Virginia, you definitely need to check out Prince William Park. Tim says, dry heat. The problem is training at 800 feet and racing at 12,000 feet. Yeah, that if the heat doesn't kill me, the elevation will. Yeah, it doesn't take a lot. I realized that this year when I was going out to Belmonte and even running at 3,500 feet or something like that. Like there was a big difference. I mean, there was a lot of factors that day of what affected me, but I definitely just being at that altitude, which is significantly above where I run normally. I can imagine, going from 800 feet to 12,000 feet. It's definitely going to affect you. And I know some people are affected by elevation a lot more than others. Arlene knows all the races here. Arlene says you should do the how do you say that? And people look up these weird races. 50K, the race description on Ultra Signup is a hoot. Cadtosin. It's been a long day. It's trouble reading. And I don't have my glasses on. Tim says, I did a trail race in April and just did a sprint triathlon this week in Indiana, doing an adventure trail race in Ireland. Run, bike, kayak, bike, run. That sounds absolutely awesome. My wife wants to go to Ireland and to just visit, and I doubt she would ever let me do anything fun like that. If we went to Ireland, we're going to be doing the couple thing and enjoying Ireland, eating food, drinking, and seeing the beautiful country that is Ireland. I would love to go there. And so, maybe she'd let me sneak out for some training runs. Maybe. Joe says, I'm going to sign up for the 24-hour next spring as soon as it is available. Yeah, you need to start poking Alex. When's he going to put it up? See if we can't get it filled up early for him. Hopefully they'll have some more slots opened up. We can pack it up. Next year, adventure trail race, 24-hour adventure trail race. They're going to have multiple races. We're going to get all the motivation theory community. We're going to set up a tent, and we're going to do it. We're going to do it up big. We're going to get signs up, and we're going to party. We're going to have a great time. You can run all kinds of races, different races there. You don't have to do the 24-hour race, but we're all going to hang out together. It's going to be awesome. David Job says, nice at Alex. Dave Job said, I just signed up for the 12-hour race. Nice. Elias says, what shoes do you normally wear for your ultra run? So currently, I've been running in the Hoka One Speedgoat 4s. And I have run them to their falling apart now. So I need to kind of look into what shoes. I've been trying to get Mizuno to send me some of their trail running shoes, but they're only available overseas. So I need to figure out a way to get some of those because I definitely would like to try some of them. I'm thinking about ordering another pair of the Speedgoats when they come out, just because I know they work. Currently, I don't have any companies sending me trail running shoes. So if you're a company out there that has trail running shoes, send me some. I will absolutely review them. But it's, trail running shoes are expensive, and I don't like paying for things just to try them out for no reason. So I have to make sure that they're a shoe that I would like. I love the Hoka One Speedgoat 4s, the great shoe. As much as I had problems with the overlays coming off, they are a great shoe. So when they come out with a 5, I definitely will get those, but they have other versions of the Hoka that I will probably get. So that's what I use for trails, but I'm sure everyone in the comments could probably throw in what they wear too. You'll get a better understanding of what everyone's wearing. Mike says, I'd like to sign up for the Florida Sky Drive Ultra Run. Talk about elevation. Yeah. Is it in Florida? Or is it being sarcastic? Florida Sky Drive Ultra Run. Talk about elevation. I've never heard of that. Except for the Chippendale aid station. I must have missed something there. Oh, man. Who's working that one? Definitely not me. Maybe Joe. You can get Joe to work the Chippendale's aid station. He would do a great job. Take me back to my jumping out of plane days back in the military. What, at 12,000 feet? Arlene says the new Suunto 9 Peak is so tempting to buy, but I like my Suunto 5. Yeah, there's a lot of other brands of shoes that I'd like to try, but it's tough when I need another pair and I don't want to drop some money on a pair that I'm going to get that I'm not going to like. And then I got to do a review on it. I'm going to say I don't like it, and then I got to spend more money on the ones I know work. So that's the hard part for me is, I have, 20 something pairs of shoes back here that I've tried out. Some of them I've put my own money in. A lot of them have been sent to me, but I need more trail shoes. That's a funny thing is I run mostly trails and I can't get somebody to send me trail shoes to try out and to review, because I'd love to be able to review more of them for people. So I don't have a large inventory of trail shoes to be able to kind of give my opinions on. Liam says, I don't run ultras yet, but run in my Brooks Cascadia 14 for trail run. Yeah, you don't need to run ultras. They're just a good trail shoe. So Brooks are good. I can imagine. I love running in Brooks shoes, so I could probably run in some Brooks shoes. I love Brooks. I need to find a way to get Mizunos in here. I need to figure out if I can order them, if they'll actually even ship them in the country. Posner said, it's a real nice race. Look it up. We'll absolutely look it up. Joe says, if I worked that aid station, they would have to offer the Chippendale. Oh, man. That's too good. I was really looking forward to, I've never volunteered to work at an aid station during a race. This year doing the OSS CIA 50 miler, I was really looking forward to working that, because I just thought it would be great to be on the other side and watch other people suffer and be able to bring snacks and stuff like that and see what I could do to help people out. Never thought about doing the Chippendales. Nobody wants to see that. It'd be crazy, but there's this part of me really wants to see other people suffer, and I get to be the one to kind of cheer them on. But I don't know if anybody would be motivated by that. Arlene M said the Sunto is a watch for trail shoes. I had the Sunto. I think they had the Sunto 2, ambient Sunto 2 back in the day. It was a great watch for the time. For trail shoes, you should try the Topo Ultra Ventures. So that's Arlene's suggestion there. Joe says, I'd like to try the Cascadia because I run in Brooks Ghost all of the time. So that's a neutral shoe, right, Joe? You don't run in sports shoes. So I run in the Brooks Adrenaline a lot. I run in, both support and neutral shoes, but I like the Adrenaline shoes. So I'd probably love the Ghost. So I could probably try out the Cascadia too. That's good. Now I need to write that down so I remember. Posner said, I ran my 50K in my Hoka Mach 4s, not a trail shoe, but I was running on mostly hard packed fire roads. Yeah, you can actually, depending on the terrain, you can run in any kind of shoe. Joe knows in this past 24-hour race, I probably ran 30 miles in the Mizuno Wave Horizon 5s, the new Horizon 5. Super comfortable shoe. Even though it was super rocky and some technical parts, it wasn't wet. And so gripping the trail wasn't a huge deal. I mean, I tore the shoes up though. That's the only bad part about it is absolutely, really wreck those shoes for 30 miles on the trails. The rocks just really were damaging on the shoe. So you got to consider that part of it. So Ghost is similar to the Adrenaline, a little more cushion. Yeah, I think the Ghost is kind of the neutral version of to the Adrenaline support version. So that's kind of like the way that I look at it is when you look at the Inspire 17, like the Mizuno Inspire 17, and you look at the Rider 24. I think the Rider series is the neutral version. That's how I think about it. To the Inspire series, that is a support shoe. I think that the Mizuno Wave Sky 4 is the same as the Horizon 5. The Sky series being the neutral shoe and the Horizon being the support shoe. And I think Ghost does the same thing. Again, if you are here and you have not hit that thumbs up, make sure to do so. Only got 13 thumbs up. Wow. Doing the best I can, folks. Oh, did you guys see this? I am a runner box. What do you call it? They sent me the ambassador. They sent me the shirt. They sent me a tank top, which I don't wear a lot of tank tops. I probably should wear some tank tops so I can get rid of this tan line. But they sent me this shirt too, so I thought I'd wear it tonight. I should have worn it the other day when I did the opening of the runner box, and I was actually thinking about wearing it when I opened the Run Locker box, and I still got all that stuff. I got to go through all the stuff and put it in my container. David Job says I run in the Speedgoat 4 GTX, so that's the Gore-Tex version. But I'm doing more now with the Ultra Lone Peak 4.5 More trail feel with the Ultra. Yeah, I'd like to try some of those. I'd definitely like to try some of the Ultra Lone Peak. Again, I got to pull the trigger on it. I got to be very prudent about where I spread my monies around. But I haven't looked at the Speedgoat, the Gore-Tex version. It's just a little more money, and I don't think I need it. I think the regular Speedgoat does a great job wicking water away. So I haven't thought about that. I did, if they were to send me one, I'd try it, but I don't think I would buy that one. I would definitely go with the Speedgoat 4 again, just as kind of my go-to trail shoe when I need something I know works for me. Joe says, I also have the Hoka Torrent for the trails. Arlene says, have you ever tried the Ultra Olympus? I have not. There's too many shoes. There's too many shoes I want to try. I need to get on the line with Hoka and Ultra and have them send me some shoes. That would be fantastic. Joe said, I got my Motivation Theory member shirt in the mail just in time for the Ultra this weekend. Yeah, I got mine too. I've contacted them because the thing was off center a little bit and making sure that doesn't happen. I don't know. Everyone needs to let me know if they have any issues with their shirt because, for me, it took a long time to select a company to put that stuff together. It's hard. It's definitely hard because they're kind of a soup to nuts company that handles all the ordering and making the shirts to go because I can't, pay to make 500 shirts and shipping and all that stuff. So it's good to have a company that can kind of just handle it all. But if you have not got, if you have not ordered if you want to, so as soon as we hit 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to turn off the limited offer the founding member shirt. So as long as we're under 10,000 subscribers, I have a founding member shirt. Once we hit 10K, I'm turning that off. So it's going to be a limited run on those shirts. So if you want one, it's down in the description. You can click the link and go ahead and order you one of those. It's got the Motivation Theory Run Club emblem that you would see. You can't see it, can you? Right there. Right there. Oh, it's in the live emblem right here. Oh, it's been a long day. I'm tired, folks. I did run 10 miles today. And then Joe runs 10 miles. It's just show me up. You're probably way ahead of me now, Joe. I need to catch up. I have fallen behind. Over the last 3 weeks, I probably only run 30-something miles. After I got my second shot, it just kind of things, with graduations and not feeling well. I just said, you know what, I'm not going to stress about it. I'm not going to, beat myself up over an arbitrary goal. I don't think I'm going to have a problem still hitting the 2,021 miles for this year. And again, that's just kind of an arbitrary goal. More importantly is getting ready for the races for the fall. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But, my last 3 weeks have been pretty light. I ran the 10 plus miles a day. So I ran the 160 miles over 14 days. And then kind of the wheels fell off, and it had nothing to do with that. So I don't want anybody to think that because I did that, that's the reason that I kind of took off. But no, I felt great. I actually should have kept going. But I'm glad that I stopped because the second Moderna shot kicked my butt for several days, and then allergies hit. And I don't even know what's going on in Virginia right now. I don't know if it's some sort of red pollen, but it has made me not feel well. I'm exhausted in the morning, and I just didn't feel good. It's almost like having like a cold. So I don't know what's been going on, but I feel good today. I finally feel like myself, and I feel like I can get back to running. So I ran 10.12. Joe, let me go back in here. Let me go see where we're at. So if you're not part of the run club, let me go ahead and show this real quick. Share this, stop sharing that, share this, share screen, talk you guys through here. Motivation Theory Run Club. So if you are not part of the Motivation Theory Run Club on Strava, you need to join. If you're on Strava, you need to join. We have currently 781 members out here. It shows the last week's leaders. It shows this week's leaders. Ooh, look, first day I'm 28th. Look at that, Joe. Where am I? Here I am. I ran that was 0.01. Why is Joe up there? Look at all these people. All of us at 10 miles. I should probably go run a little bit right here so I can be above Joe. Joe's 25th right now. I'm 28th. I got you in the vert here, Joe. Were you running around a track? 98 feet? I'm just kidding. So every week it would list everybody here for the first 100 people. You can show up on this list like the first day. You know, the lowest mileage showing up on the 100 is 6.2 miles. And it will, there's a lot of these people who are crazy out here that run 30 miles a day and stuff like that. And they'll go in here. And I keep an eye on that. I have some people that were a little sketchy that I removed from the group because they were cheating with their runs. They didn't make sense. So I keep an eye on that best I can. We are a verified club. So we're a verified club here on Strava. And yeah, so if you're on Strava, go ahead and join. Let me go ahead and look out here and see my training. Training log. So yeah, so you can see this week I'm starting off. I'm gonna hit it hard this week, but last week was a no-go. Not feeling good. Week before, it was after my shot, so I only ran 18 miles. Week before that, what was a week before that? I took off to rest from. Then I had this 280-mile weeks here, and this was fun. This was a lot of fun running these 80-mile weeks. So I got a lot of catching up to do. What's my my goals? What does it say? I'm 70 miles behind my pace. So I think it comes out to around a little less than 5 miles a day. So I got a lot of catching up to do. A lot of catching up to do. But I'm not going to stress about it too much. But Joe's ahead of me. Good job, Joe. I'm just going to start running like 10 miles a day again. So Arlene says those shirts are in cotton. Unfortunately, I need a tech material cotton. To me, it's chafing. Yeah, I don't wear. Just so we're clear, I don't wear the shirts, the shirts that are sold on the site for running because they are cotton. I have not been able to find a company that is selling tactical shirts. So I'm hoping, and I'm going to be contacting Teespring to see if they're ever going to sell a tactical shirt. I am working on that. Because I know some of you don't want to buy them. The shirts on the site are the cotton. There's some premium versions, a little softer cottons and things like that. Joe Kern is a stud. He runs in anything. He doesn't care. He'd run a sandpaper shirt if I sold it because he's just that tough. But I know some of us that have sensitive bits and parts can't run in cotton and they'll chafe. So I am working on that. But they are for wearing around. If you want to support and rock a Motivation Theory running shirt or a Motivation Theory Run Club shirt, they are there. Arlene said, I noticed with Strava, some people double their miles, usually using phone and watch downloads. Yeah, there's some stuff like that. So if I see somebody that keeps showing up with ridiculous amounts of miles per week, and some people are legit, but there are some people out there that it's ridiculous. Running 30 miles, 5-minute pace on the tread, just crazy stuff. I remove them just because they don't communicate. They don't hang out with the club. They don't interact at all. And I can just tell they're just signed up for 7,000 clubs so they could show up first. So I remove those folks. I try to keep an eye on it. If you all see anybody out there that you think you want me to look into, let me know. Just shoot me a message and I'll look into it, just because I don't want the top 5 spots being taken up or top 3 spots being taken up by the guys and gals who just do ridiculous things that are not real. So, and as the club grows, it's obviously you're going to get a lot more talent, a lot more folks that are super, I don't know if they have jobs. Some of these people run a ton. They're running like 2 or 3 times a day. So Joe said, I need my sandpaper shirt and a medium, please. Joe, I will have a sandpaper shirt made for you because, we need to make things harder for you. And the sandpaper shirt needs to be worn inside out. You can't wear with the sandpaper on the outside, with the smooth side. You're tough for that. You need to wear the inside, sandpaper facing inside. He could do it. Tim said, great trail running. The Wicklow Way starts in Dublin and 70K. See, I want to go run overseas. That'd be fun. I'm jealous. But I know if I ever travel overseas, my wife is going to want to actually be a tourist and see cool things and not let me run away, which is fine. She's been a sport. She's very supportive of me with this stuff. So I don't want to complain. All right, everybody. I think how long have we been going? We're going 1 hour and 18 minutes. So we need to make sure we send Joe his sandpaper shirt. I will be on that. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you are not subscribed, hit the like button if you have not. I appreciate all of you joining me out here and this weekly, sticking with the Mondays, the Monday Night Live. I appreciate all of you hanging out. It means a lot to me. I'm going to be setting up more of a schedule of interviews. I have some people being lined up now. And if you ever want to hop on here and kind of tell me your story or talk about anything, I'm open to that. You can just send me an email. It's if you go to the YouTube page, you can find my email under the About section, and you can shoot me an email and let me know, and I can try to schedule that and get it set up. And I'm going to be being better about getting these set up earlier, so they send the reminders out. It's a lot better when I get the reminders out to all of you, so you guys can plan. I know we're all adults and we have things going on, so I appreciate you spending some time with me on Monday nights. And I know it's hard for everybody, but I appreciate it. That's all I got. Take care. Have a good week of running. Stay safe. If you need anything, let me know. Shoot me an email. And thanks for watching the channel. Appreciate the support. You all rock. Thanks to Joe and Tim and David and Posner, Mike, C, Alex, Ilias, Tim. I'm just going through all the names. And whoever else is out there, thanks for watching. Thanks, Arlene. Take care. And let me go find my video here. I need to make an outro because this is the intro. I just play it twice. Take care. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, be safe, and as always, run, rest, repeat.